Hi, everybody. Your Bookbud Joe here. So today I have my very first solo tag for you. Never thought I'd be doing this. Well, this is exciting. So in preparation for these solo videos, I was asking my friends, for some advice and just talking about it with them. And Chaz from Bookers Chaz, he gave me a great idea. He said I should do the Booktube Oldie Tag. We've all done the newbie tag, which is a lot of fun, introduces the channel, lets everybody know what you're all about. But then there's the Booktube Oldie Tag, and obviously you have to be a little bit more experienced on Booktube in order to do this one. So Chaz gave me that great idea, so I'm going to do that. So let's get into it. Okay, the Booktube Oldie Tag. Hey guys, we interrupt this regularly scheduled program for a news bulletin. The Booktube Oldie Tag was created by Cozy Monica. Now, back to the show. First question, how long have you been a part of the Booktube community? We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary last August. So we're going on 6 years. Yeah, the Bookbuds is a COVID baby, if we want to put it like that. I try not to say the C word. It's traumatizing. Number 2, what was your biggest misconception before starting Booktube? Now, that's a hard one to answer. I think the easiest answer that I could think of is that it was going to be easy. No, Joe. It is not easy. Before you know it, you need a tripod. You need a microphone. Do you guys like my new microphone? This little fuzzy furry thing. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the old Jim Henson cartoon movies. Like, I think it's Dark Crystal, right? When they're rolling around, or Labyrinth. They look just like this. I love it. It's my new Jim Henson microphone. Tripod, microphone, thumbnails. You got to do thumbnails. All this editing. We used to do a lot more editing. Now we're just like, no, we're not doing it. We do it, but we don't go to the lengths that we used to. A lot of time needs to be put into scheduling the videos. You can't just hop on and just ad lib. I can't. I need a system. I need an outline. So, we need to sit. We need to come up with our skits. We need to come up with the script, all these things, props, wigs, there's a lot of planning that goes into before we even film. We call them staff meetings. We need to have a staff meeting. All the commenting, all the answering comments, and interacting with our friends, watching it's a lot of work. Good thing we love it, because it is definitely a lot of work. And I didn't realize that. I was just like, oh, I just want to start a Booktube channel, record some videos, talk about some books. Yeah, no. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. Social media. For so long, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do social media. It's like, all right, I'll do Instagram, because that's easy. Okay. Then, okay, I'll connect the Facebook to the Instagram. Not a problem. Although now I can't get it to post. When I post on Instagram, it used to go to Facebook. Now it does not. So now I got to do double. And then they're like, oh, you should do TikTok. I'm like, oh, I'm not a TikToker. I'm not a book talker. But then I gave in and I started it. I don't keep up with it. I post every now and then. So there's really nothing going on over there. Because I can't, it's too much. And that's a whole different audience. I don't need that. All right, enough of these shenanigans. Next question. How do you think Booktube has changed since you first started? Okay, so the thing that pops into my head is when we first started, there was just a whole different group of booktubers. Now, many of the booktubers that I speak to now, when you're new, it takes a while to get to know everybody. I wasn't talking to many of my favorites when I first started, who were also on at that time. But so many of the people that we did talk to in those early days are gone. They just stopped making videos. And, we know that this happens. People just move on from it. They stop posting. They delete their channels. It happens all the time. So I guess I that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it's just a whole totally different crowd. And this corner of Booktube that I'm a part of, that we are a part of, I absolutely love. And that's different from the early days, because, I think we had to really get into it. Now I just feel like it's such a fun group, um, always interacting with each other, supporting each other, which is so awesome to see. Um, so it was, I didn't really see that in the early days, like because we were new, and not that it wasn't happening. But yeah, just it's a whole different crowd. I miss some of those other guys. They were fun. And I wonder, does anybody? I was wondering about this. Does anybody remember when we were new? Like, did you discover us when we were like brand new? Because like I can remember, I remember watching Kevin when he was new, Pat when she first came on, CG Rated Books when he first came on, and Travis.
But
So like, I was wondering if anybody of our current friends, do you remember watching us when we first started? Just wondering. I just had that thought. Let us know. Next question: what is your favorite BookTube memory? Okay, now this one is fun. I have a few things to discuss before I actually tell you the memory that I picked, because there's just so many. I mean, great memories include going live with Chaz from Book is Chaz for the first time. He does Chaz and Friends, and he invited us, which was just an honor. And going on live with him was so much fun. Me and Mary played Pictionary with him. It was a great time. That was just such a great moment because it was our first time being invited and our first live. So that's always special. And then, of course, we have all of my appearances on Is This Thing On? Or, as we changed it, Is This the Thing On? I made them Italian. Is This the Thing On? The Silver Foxes. So many good times, so many good laughs, eating cookies with them. The prank that we played on Gareth when I went to Dave's house and we didn't tell him and we messed with him and we were really in the same space. Hysterical. We watched that clip so many times. So many times. But I'm going to have to say, my favorite memory, and I think everybody will enjoy this that I just mentioned, Pax Panic. She was this special person, and she had a very unique talent of just bringing everybody together. She connected with everybody individually, and she just made everybody a group. It was an amazing talent that she had. Amazing channel, Pax from Pax Panic. Go check it out. She has since passed away. A few years ago, she passed away, and the BookTube community is still grieving about this. It's a huge loss. But Pax, she was the first channel to shout us out. Now, she does this thing called the Paxi Awards. And I remember several years ago now, maybe it was 4 years ago when we were like just a year in, she awarded us the best couple. And again, we're new. We're trying to get this going. We're trying to gain some traction. And all of a sudden I see this booktuber shout us out. And I was like a little kid, so excited. It was so exciting to me. I'm like, I was showing everybody, all my friends. I was like, Mary, look, somebody shouted us out. Look, she gave us an award. It was, and she said some awesome things about us. It was just such a moment. I was like, wow, like other booktubers are paying attention. And I didn't know that was what this was going to be. I thought we were going to start a booktube channel and like other people who are looking to discuss that book, like just readers in the world, were going to connect. I had no idea that it was going to be booktuber to booktuber. No idea. Which is so cool. Which, I mean, it makes the whole experience. It absolutely makes the whole experience. So I would have to say that's my favorite memory. Just sometimes we'll go back to that clip because I miss her and I miss her talks. We used to talk privately on Instagram, and I just want to like relive that moment. So that is, I'm gonna say that's my favorite moment, and I think my friends will support that. Okay, next question. What are some books that you were introduced to because of BookTube? All right, I'm gonna have to say Robin Hobb for sure. I did not know Robin Hobb, and now I am deep into this realm of the Elderlings. I finished the first trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, and I'm just about to start the Live Ship Traders trilogy. But I had no idea about it, and I saw some people doing some videos about this, epic fantasy series. I was all focused on Wheel of Time, but I've given that up. I don't need that because everybody talks about that. So when I saw people starting to talk about Robin Hood, I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I never saw it in the bookstores, so I was very intrigued. And then one day, my good old friends Gareth and Dave invited me to do a book buddy read with them last February, I think for Fantasy February, the first Robin Hood book. I'm like, I totally have been wanting to get into this. Let's do it. So that was what like kind of like spurred me into actually starting that series, and I've been in love with it ever since. So that was definitely Booktube, specifically Gareth and Dave. So that was exciting. What are some other books? Definitely Three Dark Crowns. This is a fun, dark. Is it YA? I'm so bad with these things. I just love books for what they are. I don't really like to put a category on them, but it's about three sisters who are separated at birth because they have to basically fight to the death for the crown. That's how they gain the crown and to be ruler of this kingdom. So they're each separated, and each sister has like a camp behind them that's like training them. Their whole life is basically focused on training to kill their sisters so that they can get the crown. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of dark. Love it. It's absolutely thrilling, and each queen has a different power, and they're brainwashed to kill their sisters for this crown. But one of them wants to change all that. It's a great series. So Three Dark Crowns, highly recommend. And then I would also say Gone to See the Riverman. My guy Will TV's vlog. He suggested this for me. It's a horror novel, and it is quite horrific. Okay, very twisted, sick. There's some I can't even like say it. There's some like incest going on. Um, it's just so sick. It's about this woman who is obsessed with serial killers. So she's writing to this one guy in jail, and they form a connection. And then she decides to go visit him. And during that visit, he convinces her to do an errand for him. He's like, I want you to go to my cabin in the woods and retrieve a key for me that's there and give that key to the riverman. And this one agrees to do it. And whoa, it is so scary. It is so awesome. Like the character development is really well done, and like you really understand the psychology behind why these people are just so effed up. It's sick. And where that key is, woo, where she has to get that key from. It's a good book. I liked it. What does that say about me? But it's very good for. I mean, if you like horror, go for it. It's great. I recommend. Next question: what is something that frustrates you about BookTube? I'm not sure anything frustrates me about BookTube per se, but I'm gonna focus on YouTube. YouTube needs to get their act together. What's up with if I'm watching your video, fellow booktuber, and I comment on your video and you comment back, why am I not notified? Why? I would love to know why. Why am I not notified? It's very simple and it's very easy. This is social media world. We're fixated on all this stuff. I can't be notified when someone replies to my comment. I don't get it. So many times I have to go. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, so and so didn't answer. Let me go check. They answered, but I have to go back to that specific video, find my specific comment, and look. Why? It's really annoying. That's very frustrating. So I wind up missing things. We all do. I've heard people talk about this. It's just not cool. And this new update, I don't like the new update because me and Mary, we schedule our videos very far in advance. Like right now, I think we're good till, what is it, March? And scheduling it used to be quite easy. Everything was all together. Shorts and videos. With the dates so that I could see exactly what video is scheduled for what date. Now, with this new change, shorts are separated from videos. They can't be in the same view. And the shorts, there's no date. You can't see when it was posted. And that it's just very annoying. But a good friend told me that in YouTube Studio, my old view is available, which really made me feel a lot better. It's just, why are we making things more difficult? We're supposed to get more advanced and make things easier with each update. Why are we going backwards? This happens a lot. So those are my frustrations. I love Booktube. Booktube doesn't frustrate me. I love everybody. Okay, last question. What is your hope for the future of Booktube? Well, I hope that YouTube gets its act together with these things. But in all seriousness, I just hope for some more connections, reaching more people, doing fun, different things. I'm doing these solo videos, so it could open up a whole different world. What do we want to do here, guys? We could do some fun things together. Just want to bond over books and talk about books and have fun with books and do everything with books. Speaking of books, now that the tag is complete, thank you guys. I'm not going to tag anybody. If you're an oldie, come on, do it. All right. So I wanted to talk about this series. Has anybody read The Dark is Rising sequence from Susan Cooper, written in 1965? Well, it was started in 1965. I have had these on my shelf for a very long time. And I noticed one day that I had a lot of doubles of this series. I don't know how that happens. So this is the complete set. I gave the doubles to my friend Shannon. Shannon and I are great book buds, and we talk almost every day about books, and she's great. I could say, oh my God, Shannon, this book is so good, you got to read it, and she'll start it the next day. She's amazing. So I gave the doubles to her, and I said, I'm going to give you the doubles. Go get the ones that are missing from the library, and we'll buddy read this series together. So that's on our list. But I was wondering if anybody has read these books, because I like these vintage fantasy series, right? This reminds me of The Hobbit. It reminds me of the Lloyd Alexander one. What was that one? The Black Cauldron. I love those books. Taran Wanderer. So good. So I love books like that. So now we have these. All right. So we have Oversea Under Stone by Susan Cooper is the first one. I'm going to talk like Gareth. On holiday in Cornwall, the three Drew children discover an ancient map in the attic of the house that they are staying in. They know immediately that it is special. It is even more... I'm going to stop the accent for your sake. It is even more than that. The key to finding a grail, a source of power to fight the forces of evil known as the Dark. And in searching for it themselves, the Drews put their very lives in peril. Woo! A tale of mounting excitement suffused with legendary, mystical, and allegorical overtones. Oh my goodness. Yes. So we have, this is the first one. And then I think it's Green Witch. This is a little one. This is a little book. Okay, and then we have, I'm kind of messed up on the order, but I guess it doesn't matter. The Dark is Rising. Actually, I think this is the last one. And this one won the Newbery Honor Award. Well, hello. This won awards. That's cool. And then we have, this one won an award too. I can't see which one. The Gray King. Yeah, I got to read these. These are classics. Classics. Silver on the Tree. Ooh, there's some freaky stuff. There's a horse. Evil horses, or they're skeletons or something. So, has anybody read this? Let me know. I love it. So if you like what you saw here today, please like, share, and subscribe. And last, but definitely not least, thanks for visiting Bookbuds!
I love my Bookbud, Joe.
Buds! How did that go? I just want to bond over books and talk. All right, so I've had these for quite a while, and I just never really took the... What's happening? Come on. Fan out nicely. I want it to fan. There. So I really wanted to get into the series.